guys, it's Monkey the Six-Pack here, the next in the review of the Fruit of Grisaia visual novel. I'm now on to Sachi. Sachi's a character who has really no common sense. She will do anything and everything that's asked of her, no matter the reason, the cause, what it actually is, how extreme it is, no matter what, she'll do it. And I didn't particularly like this character. I was not looking forward to going into this route when I got to the time for this route. And in my pre-route review, or predictions, I did not like the character very much, and I did not think I was going to like the route very much. It actually turned out it was one of my the routes that I enjoyed the most, and one of my more favorite characters after the end of it. And I'm looking forward to the continuation and the continuation visual novel, the Labyrinth of Grisaia, or whatever that one is. So it was an interesting route. They threw in the punches with the emotional distress and all that. It was definitely a roller coaster ride, to say the least. I wouldn't say it's the most emotional of any of the routes. I feel that other routes touched on that more, but I feel this one was more, I wouldn't say slice of life, but the ending felt happier than any of the other endings I played so far. I felt like this was, in the end, both the characters were normalized again, and they'd eliminated the problems that put them in their school, in the special school there, and they were living somewhat normal lives, as opposed to the other endings of them that don't end exactly that way. They go in kind of weird directions, a couple of them, but to each his own. I did enjoy some of those, but back to Sachi here. So as you play her route, she starts to get a little more common sense as it goes, until the end where she just gets filled with the common sense an average normal human being would have. And up until that point, she's still the Sachi you see here. And it really didn't feel like a romance route as some of the others did. And that's not bad, though. It was interesting. The writers definitely know how to write this and not make things predictable. Obviously, there's a couple things that I did predict about this route, but other than that, it was pretty unpredictable. To me, at least. Other people could have seen everything coming from a mile away, but... So if I was going to rate the character, I'd probably give it about a 7.5 or an 8. After the end, in the pre, I gave her like a 4, now I'm giving her like a 7.5 or an 8. That's how much the character changes to suit the people more, or that's not the right word, to make them see her differently. Because this is one of the characters that I see the most differently in every other route as I played so far. Looking back on the post routes and the current routes I'm currently playing, I see her character differently than I do the other characters that they're playing their routes. Because I was told that I should play it in a certain order because you'll see all the characters differently, but I never really saw Michiru. I saw Michiru a little differently, but not as much as I see Sachi, or I see Yumiko even less differently. But Sachi is definitely the one so far that I see the most different. So I'm going to move on to spoilers now, so if you've yet to play the route, I don't advise you to continue watching, unless you want it spoiled for you, because some people don't care about spoilers. Okay, so they did, like I said a couple seconds ago, that the writers know how to make plot twists unpredictable. Obviously, I saw it coming that she was the childhood friend after he started having those flashbacks, but I did not see the whole blowing up the school thing happening. I was kind of surprised when he had accepted the request to get rid of the test when she had asked for it, and the fact that they actually went through blowing up the school. I kind of thought that maybe she'd have some kind of like premonition on the top and not end up actually doing it. But I guess the extremity of her problem needed to be solved by an extreme just as big, and which is what happened in the end. And it was very surprising, to say the least. When I started predicting the things that were happening in the early route, I kind of thought the route was going to continue on in a predictable manner, but it actually didn't. I feel that this is one of the better paced of the routes so far I've played also. The little chunk of exposition that every single one of these routes get wasn't... It might have been... I really know, I timed the length of them, but it felt that it flowed a little better than the other ones, at least. Because, one of the routes that I played... one of the routes that I played after this one has the exposition was about half the length of the actual route itself, which is why it's not one of the routes I like. Probably on the lower half of them. But yeah, I certainly like this route. I'm very looking forward to the continuation of it in the next visual novel, if that's how that works. I don't have a lot of information on it, but to the extent of my knowledge, it continues on with the stories and adds more to the after of them. But on that note, guys, I'm gonna see you guys next week with, I believe it's Amane's route. I'll see you guys next time.